Hi, I'm Hobie1. This is Red Chair Reading. Today we're reading the Black Book of Secrets by F.E. Higgins, Chapter 38, Diagnosis. During his lifetime, Jeremiah had successfully kept the village at bay. Within minutes of his death, however, his house was swarming with them. They ran up and down the stairs, opening and closing doors and pocketing what they could conceal beneath their coats. For one reason or another, they all felt they deserved something. "I heard that his bathtub was pure gold," whispered one as he crammed a polished spittoon into his breast pocket. "And that he ate only from silver platters and drank from the finest crystal," said his companion, wrenching a fine brass sconce from the wall. A third man was very busy tapping the stair panels with his hairy knuckles. He was looking for a secret passage that led to underground cellars where jewelry and treasure and, more important, ale and wine were said to be stored. "'Ere he is," came the youngest Sourdoff's cry. From below, "Ooh, he's gorn black and blue." With a great rushing noise, the crowd arrived at the study and poured in to gather around Ratchet's chair, like water meeting a rock in a stream. It was quite true. Jeremiah's skin had taken on a rather strange mottled hue. This, combined with the yellowish foam at the corners of his mouth and his repulsive grimace, was too much for Lily Weaver. With a deep sigh, she swooned and would have fallen to the floor, except the crush was so great she remained standing, and came to some moments later, supported on all sides by her fellow Pagus-Parvians. Then she was lifted up and passed over the sea of heads as a bottle taken by the tide, only to be dropped unceremoniously into the corridor. A voice cried out above the hubbub, and, with much pushing and shoving and elbowing, Dr. Samuel Mouldered managed to enter the room. "Thank the Evans above your ear," said Elias Sourdoff. "Ratchet's kicked the bucket at last." The room quieted in anticipation of Mouldered's assessment of the case. Few of the villagers were acquainted with the fad of self-diagnosis. With the aid of Dr. Moriarty's simplified medical dictionary for the common man, available at a small discount from Perigo Leafbinder's bookshop, they preferred to hear it from the horse's mouth. Mouldered walked around the chair several times, stroking his sparsely whiskered chin. It was not often he got to hold center stage in this way, and his nerves, tightly wound these past few days, were getting the better of him. Sweat squeezed out of the furrows of his brow, and he licked his dry lips with a pale pink tongue. Finally, he cleared his throat and announced hoarsely, "I believe that Jeremiah Ratchet has suffered some sort of fit or apoplexy of the heart which has caused his untimely death." The crowd sighed, and an air of disappointment was quite apparent. They had been expecting foul play. Certainly it would not have been undeserved. "A looks sort of smothered to me, and is, and don't look right. Are you sure that Jeremiah might have been smothered?" was little more than wishful thinking, but upon closer inspection, Mouldered could not deny that his palms were quite red and blistered, as if they had been severely burned. "I'm sure," he said, with all the conviction of a man who isn't. "Sometimes heart attacks make people's hands He fumbled in his pockets as if searching for the correct medical term, but gave up and finished lamely. Look like this." If this is interesting to you, please boop the like button. You'll be helping the video to spread to other people. Thank you very much. Eyebrows were raised, sniggers were barely suppressed, and heads were shaken, but Mouldered refused to say any more, and, the excitement over, the villagers shuffled out, jingling and jangling with their hidden spoils. In the silence they left behind them, Mouldered closed Jeremiah's eyes with quivering fingers. He took the sheet of paper from his hand, glanced at it briefly, then folded it, and was about to pocket it when Perigo appeared. "That belongs to Joe," she said. "It's from a book of mine he bought about amphibians." "Ah, Perigo," said Mouldered, handing it to her. "Then perhaps you could see to it that he gets it." She nodded and left quickly, clutching a single tatty maroon book under her arm. "Just one?" thought Mouldered. "How very restrained." That's the end of Chapter 38. Thank you for joining me. Catch me again for Chapter 39. Bye.